Okay, hi, my name's Mark Custis from Ritlee. We're at the Peter Mansfield Royal Show, and while here I thought I'd do a walk around on this compost turner so that I can explain all the different features to you quickly. Okay, this is now I'll pull a banner on it, but anyway, it grows 3 meters wide, okay, by 1.5 high, with a ground speed of 300 meters of your tractor per hour. Okay. This is the compost turner itself. This is your stabilizer bar, okay, which actually does away with your need for lifting and lowering the whole unit in and out of work, okay, because with this now, okay, it'll keep it nice and straight, it will stop vibration, etc. as well, and it really is, it makes it a very smooth runner. And I'll explain to you why we don't need that lifting and lowering as well when we get to the rotor. Okay, this is now where it's doing turning, getting rid of all the high temperatures and the carbon dioxide in the compost, and then that's obviously when it's turning, it's being replaced with fresh air, and which is full of oxygen, and also
actually see the heat coming up over there. There you have it, the Ritlee Compost Turner working. This is obviously an old one. This particular farmer has now got 3 working. You can see this beautiful compost that this guy makes. Absolutely wonderful.
ambient temperatures, so it's getting the temperature way down again. Okay, and then here is a handful of finished compost, which we're actually very proud of. If you have a careful look here, you can actually see the fungi in there, which is absolutely ideal for if you're making compost for your pastures, all the grasses. Okay, fungi and the pastures, absolutely ideal. Okay, we'll carry on now. This is our compost turner itself. It's 3 meter wide, as I was saying to you. The principle of the unit is it's got this rotor which does the rows, it turns the rows with the spatulas on there, which are at a special pattern. Okay, in other words, that really helps to fluff up the compost itself and do the temperature control, do that CO2 out of the carbon, out of the compost, etc. The spatulas are made out of Benox, okay, and also the nuts and bolts on here do not come loose. If you're turning like cow manure or anything like that, they do not come loose. And I know, there is a problem in the field where they do. Also the size of them, it's not so big where it's actually picking up big clusters of anaerobic conditions and dumping it in front of it. With this, it's slicing through it together with picking up that certain amount. It picks up that whole row and puts it behind it. Okay, then we got a water point. So as you're turning, you can get your water into your compost. This works with a drag line where you join your water here to this, put it on here, okay, join it up, and then switch it on. The water We'll travel in this piping up into this position in the middle over here. Okay, where as you can see it's positioned precisely in the middle of the row on the top, so that when it's pushing down the water, the water's being turned right into the compost without any messy off run of water and things like that. It's turned exactly into the compost 100%. Carrying on further, when we get to the other side, in your transport mode, we're going to be using the swivel wheel. You can see the construction of it, more than solid, etc. Construction of the framework, more than solid. Oh, sorry, and then just to go back, in terms of this rotor, one of the reasons why we do not go with having to lift the whole unit up and down out of the work is because we're actually lifting and lowering the rotor itself, okay, which is hydraulic controlled. So if you've got conditions where your compost is very difficult to turn, you can put it on the high position, do your first turn, and then drop it down slowly but surely, or one shot, to its lowest position to do your final turn. So you can position it any position that you want to do your turning. So there's no need for that and that expensive conversion of the counterweights, the trailer, etc., which makes the machine more than double the price. Also weight-wise, all that compaction problem, no more with this. We've got this stabilizer bar which I pointed out to you earlier. When you put the stabilizer bar, this is going to be mounted at 90 degrees to the angle of the tractor, and then you would put this across and then tension it up 100%. So it's nice and tight, okay, and it'll keep everything nice and stable. This will be cut to length for the tractor that you're using. And then we also got this stabilizer bar here, which bolts to the front of the tractor. We would drill it to the pattern of the holes that are holding the front weights, and you would bolt it to that. And then the other side of that bar will hook into there. So the one side is hooking into here, and then it will go to the front of the tractor when it's in operating mode. Then in the front over here, we've got the A-frame, which now, as it is now, if you can come over here, Nick, if you look there, you'll see this is now for your transport mode. You'd put the two bottom links of your tractor on here and that side, lift it up, and then go with the third wheel, with the swivel wheel, put it wherever you want, and then drop it again. Know how to say, it's very quick to do. Okay, if you're going to be operating, you pull this out, bring the frame down. We've got a stabilizer bar over here just to hold it. You would do your tractor's 2-point link there and your top link. When you bring it down, you join up the PDO, which joins up to the rotor, and the other PDO, which joins up to there. And then you're going to be working at 5 foot. You would tension it up, and that's it. Oh, and then in terms of the controlling of the hydraulics for the lifting and lowering, these two would be clipping into the back of the tractor's hydraulics, and then you've got your controlling of the lifting and the lowering of the rotor itself, doing away with that lifting of the whole compost turner 100%. And it's a quarter of the weight, and I would say half the price, that we're doing away with all that heavy cement blocks and what else, trailer, etc. All really not needed at all. Okay, I think that's about it. Thanks very much.